There's a secret pattern behind every failed relationship you've ever had. It's not about luck, timing, or even the other person's flaws. It's about something much deeper, an unconscious cycle you've been repeating without even realizing it. Psychology has a name for this, the repetition compulsion. And according to Carl Jung, what you do not make conscious will continue to direct your life, and you will call it fate. Research shows that people unconsciously gravitate toward partners who reflect their early experiences with love, attachment, or rejection. This means you are not simply choosing someone. You're reenacting a story your mind has already written. A Harvard study on adult attachment found that over 70% of individuals repeat patterns from their childhood dynamics in their adult relationships. That is not coincidence. That is conditioning. Think about your last breakup. Was it eerily similar to the one before? Maybe the person had a different name, a different face, but somehow the same ending played out. It's like being in the same movie with a new cast. This isn't just bad luck. This is the pattern your unconscious is trying to resolve. Transition to topic. Today we're going to talk about the secret pattern behind all your failed relationships, why it's happening, and how to finally break it. Stay until the end of the video because the last point might shock you. It's the one thing most people never realize they're doing. Let's dive in. Point 1. Unconscious attraction, the mirror effect. Every relationship you've ever entered began with a spark. But behind that spark is often something invisible, the mirror effect. You're not just attracted to their smile or their confidence. You're unconsciously drawn to traits that mirror your unresolved wounds. Carl Jung called this the shadow, the parts of ourselves we disown but secretly long to integrate. When you're unaware of your shadow, you'll keep choosing partners who reflect it back to you. For example, if you grew up feeling unseen, you might be drawn to partners who are emotionally distant. It's not masochism. It's your psyche's way of trying to redo the story and win the love you never fully received. The irony? It rarely works. Until you bring this to consciousness, the pattern repeats. Point 2. Attachment styles shape your love life. Attachment theory explains a huge part of why some relationships implode. If you developed an anxious attachment, you might constantly seek reassurance and end up overwhelming your partner. If you're avoidant, you may crave closeness but pull away when things get too real. These patterns feel natural to you because they were your survival strategy growing up. Social research from the University of Minnesota found that these early attachment styles predict adult relationship dynamics with striking accuracy. This means your breakups may have less to do with picking the wrong person and more to do with playing out a template written years ago. When you understand your attachment style, you begin to rewrite the script. Point 3. The power of projection. You date your inner world. Projection is one of Jung's core ideas. When you project, you see in others what's unresolved in yourself. You idealize someone's strength because you haven't owned your own, or you vilify someone's flaws because you refuse to face your own weaknesses. This is why early relationships feel intoxicating. Your unconscious sees a chance at self-integration through another person. The problem is, when the projection fades, so does the relationship. The honeymoon stage is really your unconscious trying to merge with qualities you haven't yet claimed. When you begin to own those qualities in yourself, relationships shift from being a battlefield of unmet needs to a playground for growth. Point 4. Emotional reenactment, the invisible script. Here's where it gets even more fascinating. Sigmund Freud noticed this phenomenon first, but Jung expanded it. People tend to reenact their earliest emotional experiences in adult life, as if trying to resolve them. Think of Marilyn Monroe, who famously fell for men who echoed her childhood abandonment wounds. Despite her fame, wealth, and beauty, she kept returning to the same emotional script. You might be doing the same. If you were criticized as a child, you might unconsciously choose partners who are hypercritical, believing on some level you can finally prove them wrong or finally be enough. But until you heal that core wound, you'll be stuck auditioning for love instead of receiving it freely. Point 5. Self-sabotage, the fear of healthy love. Many people believe they want healthy, stable relationships, but deep down, that stability feels unfamiliar, and unfamiliar feels unsafe. This is why you might pull away when someone treats you kindly, or why you start conflicts when things are going smoothly. It's not because you're broken, it's because your nervous system is trained to expect chaos, not calm. Psychologists call this the fear of positive outcomes. Until you learn to regulate your nervous system and redefine what love feels like, you may unconsciously sabotage the very thing you're longing for. This is why therapy, self-reflection, and mindfulness are so powerful. They help retrain your brain to see safety as safe. Point 6. The missing inner work. Becoming whole first. Jung said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." Most relationships fail because people expect another person to complete them instead of coming into the relationship whole. When you approach love from a place of lack, every conflict feels like a threat to your identity. When you begin to integrate your shadow, heal your attachment wounds, and take responsibility for your projections, you become less reactive and more resilient. Healthy love then becomes a choice, not a compulsion. This is why self-awareness isn't just a nice to have in relationships. It's essential. Point 7. The transformational shift, choosing with consciousness. Here's the shocking part most people never realize. Once you break the pattern, your type changes. The people you used to find irresistible will no longer pull you in the same way. You'll find yourself drawn to partners who feel calm, stable, and aligned with your growth. This is the moment your unconscious stops seeking to replay the past and starts creating a new future. It feels strange at first, like love without adrenaline. But this is real intimacy, not the roller coaster of unresolved trauma. When you can sit in that space without running, you've truly broken the pattern. This is the real freedom in love. Breaking the secret pattern behind your failed relationships is not about blaming yourself or others. It's about waking up to the unconscious forces shaping your choices and stepping into conscious love. You're not doomed to repeat the same heartbreak over and over. With awareness, you can choose differently. If this video helped you see your relationships in a new light, make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss future videos. I'd love to hear from you. What's one pattern you've noticed in your past relationships that you're ready to break? Drop it in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.